Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from the break. We're live here from Los Angeles in the Blizzard Arena, and we're gonna get to our second match of the day, Hex.
The 0-5 record has not dampened the spirits of the Los Angeles Valiant fans. They showed up in full force today. It's very green out there. The wings are out.
Yeah, we're gonna see, are they gonna be the LA fans to go home sad? Or will both LA team fans, get to go home happy tonight? The Gladiators already, that was a big one.
I'm hoping they go home happy. Look, I'm rooting for them. I don't like anyone to be winless. All last year I was rooting for Shanghai.
Yeah, you were.
The Valiant are not quite Shanghai levels of bad that they were last year, though. Valiant could have won several of these games. So let's take a look at the standings. Unfortunately, they are sitting next to that red tag, meaning they are eliminated.
I think the proper term there, Hex, is, the Shanghai levels of not good.
Yeah, you're right. Stay positive, stay positive.
Stay positive, stay positive. This is stage 1 standings. Excelsior, they've topped it. They've got the Atlantic Division on lock. And, well, as you can see on the right side of there, the Valiants are the only team to be eliminated so far in the run for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's time to look forward for the Valiant, because you can't let this stage 1 elimination damper your entire season. About a quarter of your game's already gone, but you got to turn it around somewhere. You got to find a victory somewhere, and this Philadelphia team is beatable.
They are solid. The Philadelphia Fusion currently sitting at number 6 in the rankings, and here's the schedule for Philadelphia Fusion as well. So they'll have the Valiant, should be a match, and then the Eternal. That's going to be the real decider here for Philly.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for them. It's still a team that we're trying to figure out, because they beat the Spitfire, they beat the Rain, they lost to the Mayhem, not a great team. The Fuel has been up and down, so still trying to figure out this Philadelphia team. They always play to the level of their opponent, whether that's good or bad.
Exactly. Perfect point to make going into this series, because, well, we're going to see which Philadelphia shows up. Is it going to be the LA Valiant Philly or the dominant Philly? Well, we're going to go ahead and see which team is going to make it onto the stage first, and I do believe that is going to be the Los Angeles Valiant. It's time to welcome to the stage the Los Angeles Valiant. The Valiant Mercy here in the flesh, and the rest of the team follows.
Let's see if the home crowd can bring them to victory today. They've got a lot of support out there, and despite the record, the team's the support still shows up in record numbers here. It's just been a lot of small things for the Valiant. Like I said, there's not this giant thing to fix. It's just been fixing one thing across a lot of different areas, because they've been close to a lot of these teams. They played Vancouver pretty well. They have matches where they look solid. It's just, they're so close, like 1 inch away from winning fights.
One thing that makes me happy going into this match, Hex, is that we've got some chuckles. Space, agilities, both of them laughing. Definitely was not the case last time they were up on the main stage, so I'm looking forward to that. There seems to be a little bit of a loosening, perhaps, on the roster of the tension that's been building. But of course, they have to play a team, Hex. They have to play against a team. That's how competition works. And their opponents in this match will be the Philadelphia Fusion. Flying right onto the stage.
Philadelphia still trying to get themselves into the stage 1 playoffs. A very important match for them. A little less so on the Valiant side as far as stage 1 goes, but not in the overall picture of things. And they are led by their support duo coming out, Neptuno and Boombox. Still some of their own fans out there. They're getting a few high fives. Not quite the reception that the Valiant got, but Valiant with a de facto home field advantage here at the Blizzard Arena in Los Angeles.
They were getting robbed. They were getting robbed. Did you see that guy yoinking high fives? How dare he?
It's uncool. Like,
I mean, come on. I'm going to call you out right there. If you put your hand out for a high five, doesn't matter who you are. You give a high five.
It's pretty uncool, bro.
Wow.
All right, well, Carpe has been finding his new home on Zarya. We'll see if they run something a little different. We are going to kick it off on a map that I think they have rolled on some things before. This is a team that, remember, last year made it all the way to the grand finals. We're a scrappy team. And I think the same thing applies as last year. Able to beat anybody in the league. also able to lose to anybody in the league. So this Philadelphia team has not changed a whole lot. The starting six has been pretty consistent for them this year too. Neptuno's been gutting it out since even last year too. And he's got some health stuff he's going through, but he's always there. He always shows up big.
Well, it's always the risk. This is why, guys, you know, you get those long days gaming in. Be sure to take a moment to stretch your hands out. It's so important because you get those inflammations in the wrist, sticks with you for a long time, and it can be a real pain. You know, that's Neptuno. But he's toughing it out. He's here for his team. He is playing, and we haven't really seen a drop in his level, Hex, despite that.
Well, we also haven't seen this kind of joy from the Valiant on the stage. I think it's a good precursor for maybe getting their stuff together, but these are the maps that we are going to see presented by Toyota. We're going to kick it off on Nepal, and this is where Philadelphia can run a McCree. Carpe's run it before on this map.
Yes, and that just, you know, warms the cockles of my heart, Hex. Just gets me all giddy. A McCree? Yes, please. Let's go. Headshots abound.
Yeah, I'm going to giggle at that. Yes, I am a child.
We all are.
I can't help it. But yeah, this should be a very interesting map because you can roll out of the McCree, and if you take first control, awesome. But trying to take it back as McCree becomes a problem, and then you're giving up alt charge because you're switching compositions. So we may see them just run very standard here. Now, if Philadelphia Fusion has their druthers, they prefer to run a Winston variation of the 3-3.
It seems like that will be mirrored on both sides, electing to have a bit of mobility here in their lineup. That's what Winston grants you with the jump. Able to get onto the high ground, able to just leap straight into the fight. And right now, Phaeton's kind of waiting to see if there's an opening for him to go ahead and make that play, as they are currently, at least, in a standoff.
The fight over the stairs has been the first battle you see on Sanctum since the introduction of this map. But you also want to run Winston too, because Primal Rage, very good at knocking people off the ledge. The engagement does come in. Now both teams getting them a lot of damage on their main tanks. Fate's the first to fall.
Yeah, Fate's is getting pinned in the corner. You can see the hesitation in his eyes. It's like asking him to run out of the trenches first. I mean, he knows it's not going to end well, and sure enough, it didn't. Tough break for Fate. Rest of the team fall back, having lost their main tank. And Fusion, they're going to get first control, so they'll be the ones who start getting the percentage.
That was the stat I was referring to, that Philadelphia wins 9% more of their team fights when they're running a Winston as opposed to running the one. Reinhardt, no Winston anymore in this fight. His Karib beams down Sato very quickly.
There we go. Some coordination between the teammates here. Izayaki setting it up with the Discord Orb, and that allows him to melt Sato down. Now it's going to be the all-out confusion here as Philly. They're going to try and buy as much time as possible. Grab thrown into the wall. That leads to a kill on Cookie. Then, oh, Lucio here available for the Valiant.
That Cookie going out early really hurts them, and now they're trying to get back into it. Rally out from E2O, going to keep them alive. Fate's just going to still keep trying to buy some time on this point, as they did get the flip. 4% and counting up. It's a very important map for Los Angeles Valiant. One to start getting some momentum, but I believe the Philadelphia Fusion is 0-2 on Nepal this season.
Not their strongest suit. No, already we're going to have the opening here. Let's see, do they get the combo? And yes, sure enough, Sato not able to get out of harm's way. And we lose EQO as well. Great focus fire coming through here from the Valiant side of things, and Fusion right now having to back off from this fight. They came so close to flipping the point, Hex, but it wasn't meant to be.
When we talk about Valiant's record maybe not being indicative of how good they actually are, they beat NYXL on this very Nepal map. So this is one that they got to start sneaking in. They got to ride the momentum, keep the crowd into it. I think they're really feeding off of it.
Yeah, they certainly are. As far as Fusion are concerned, though, they're going to have some ults coming online now. Self-destruct combo is possible. Carpe is going to have grab for this next fight, and that'll be the game changer here for the Fusion. It's about finding an opening. Instant bubble, trying to get that energy. Only a squeak, though. Not too much here for Carpe to work with. He's still just going to be tickling people.
That's an enormous assassination early on, and that's what Boombox brings to this team. He's able to take out Tuki early, and now Valiant have to try to fight a 5v6. They're going to get that tossed in. Self-destruct combo trying to come in. Does find free.
Oh, that's a big kill, though. A lot of the damage lost here for the Valiant. Fate gonna try and buy some time. He's got Primal out, trying to hope at least, to knock people into the murder chasm, but that's not gonna be the case. He stomps Agility's flat, but they're traded. Boombox goes down in the meantime.
Well, trades and attrition is actually very good for the Valiant right now, as long as they don't overcommit and throw in too many ultimates, because they have control of the point, 85% and counting up. Diva's going to give them up to 90% just about, and now it's just a matter of winning one more fight. However, they did commit a ton to that. The other side of things, Philadelphia doesn't have ultimates online yet, but across the board percentages a touch higher.
Yes, indeed, they will be getting those ults online all the quicker, and if they can keep these fights clean, it's going to be tough for the Valiant to have any real tools to work with here going into the battle. 50% on the clock now for Fusion. on the clock. I guess it isn't clock. I mean, it ticks 1% per second, right? So there you go.
You're just really looking at Carpe here. He's going to have Graviton up way quicker than Kariv. It can be such a defining fight. Izayaki needs to hold on to this Transcendence. Some of his Transcendences have come out at questionable times, but this is one that can really save his team.
Yeah, he's got it for now, playing it very patiently, and the focus fire is good. Sato goes down. That was Neptuno getting blown up by a self-destruct. 2 quick kills coming back, make that 3. And it's Carpe still alive here, although Kariv is still in this fight as well. So the main damage dealers still able to go for the punch. That could be a big kill onto Fate. Fate does get overwhelmed in the end. That sets it up perfectly here for the Fusion.
They had to get back in because the Fusion took control of that. At 91%, the Valiant need to come back into this fight, but they have to wait. Kuki needed to retreat. He dies late. Kariv also falls. That is their last best hope. And now Philadelphia going to hold the gates.
Yep, just going to be keeping him at this choke point now, just trying to buy the time. We may be able to get exactly Fate with the Primal, trying to touch the point, and he does! Last possible second, but he gives his life up to do it, and that's going to be it. Philadelphia Fusion picking up the first point.
There's been a lot of talk about a lot of the players on the Valiant, and the reason why is because some of them simply die too often. As a Lucio dying 5 times on control is a very bad omen.
That's not shaping up too well, but still early days here, Hex. We're not going to throw in the towel just yet. Valiant certainly are not. And while the Fusion now, map point rather, for them, as far as Nepal is concerned.
I really think they needed to come out a lot hotter than that, though. They started pretty strong, and then they just started losing heroes in uncharacteristic ways, where the cleanest of the 3-3 teams do not lose heroes in those ways, and they need to bring it back. I think this is such an important map for them to keep the energy, to keep the looseness that they came out on stage with, to keep the crowd into it, but they have another stage here on Nepal to even it up.
To keep those smiles going, Hex. You got to turn those frowns.
Boombox is such a killer on these openings, and we've seen some of the best teams have Zenyatas that do this. They crush the opening kill, and that's it. You can't fight anymore. The kill early on leads to kills later, and we see it from, I guess, the charge as a team might bring up, where Shu gets a lot of these opening kills, and it's such an important factor to be able to get your Zenyatta in position to launch these volleys in and get what's essentially a free kill on a peeking team.
And then you hold them at the choke. Valiant, once again, rallied up together. May try and change it up here. Boombox, once again, going for a cheeky volley. Doesn't quite find it. But they have first control now, Fusion. 14% and counting. Valiant deciding to go through the main entrance, but the high ground is occupied by Fusion. Carpe not going to be too sad about that, but it's going to be straight onto the point here. Into the melee we go. They should have an edge in terms of ultimate. Sato nearly got that Shatter online. Now he's got it. That's going to make the Valiant pause just a moment here. Kariv is behind on the grab, and that's certainly not going to help things.
The onus is on the Valiant to try to get in here. Fate's going to have Earth Shatter. They're almost going to have a couple of support ultimates up too. Agilities falls low, so they have to fall back, and the Fusion are fine to just take this boat forward.
Yeah, they're just willing to stand toe-to-toe. Rally's going to be used. That's EQO. And I heard the perfect kill once again. Agility's getting overwhelmed. CC out the window here for the Valiant. Now they're kind of getting split up. Not quite sure. Are they backing off? Are they sticking in this fight? Well, Fusion going to go ahead and make up their minds for them.
I said on the pregame show that there's a myriad of issues
I heard
for
the
Valiant, and I think they're getting out-disengaged by teams a lot. They're trying to engage in teams, and the other team gets away. But the bigger flip side of that is when they get engaged upon, they don't know how to leave. They don't have speed boost up sometimes. They don't know the angle that everybody's going to take. And now we'll see if they can come in strong.
Carpe ready to rain in death and destruction from on high. He's got the grab. Just needs to keep an eye on space and where that D-Matrix is. And we already have the kill once again on Agilities. This is going to force out the Trance. Huge edge now for Fusion in this following fight. The Trance getting used so early is not going to help things. Space catches the grab, but it might not be enough, as we will have the shield going off. Sound barrier perfectly timed as well by Neptuno. No shock there.
Oh, the Shatter late. Kariv's on the ground, and he's going to get charged into Oblivion. Kariv and Fate gone. The hope for the Valiant to take this first map, charged off the map as well.
Yeah, clean point here for the Fusion so far. Anybody alive to try and delay? Yes, there will be a contest. It's not going to last long, though. Space, he's going to get ejected into it, and this is it. Overtime down. Fate might be able to charge, but he's not going to make it. And the Philadelphia Fusion take the lead in the series, 1-0.
Well, we'll see if the Valiant can fight their way back, but it just got worse and worse as that stage went on. You see the faces of the fans not looking too happy. We'll see if the Valiant can turn those frowns upside down.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.